And my Lewitt microphone. So this isn't just, some like computer, even though my computer does sound good, the Lewitt mic sounds better.
Upgrading for the Three Geeks podcast. We appreciate it. And,
well, you guys have a legit mic when we do this. So, plus I'll do a little advertisement for Lewitt and for my iRig. I'll just have this in my frame the whole time.
Yeah. What are you sipping on right
now? My Star Wars mug.
Oh, nice.
Nintendo, Disney.
Yep.
I think it's just so awful when people sell out.
I wait for the day when I can sell out. I don't want to buy any of it. It'd be like for like $18, but still.
Yep. Venmo. Yeah. Freaking Patreon.
How you guys doing?
Thomas, how's it going, dude?
Good to see you.
It's good to see you too,
Good to
man.
see you, man.
We haven't seen each other since Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, we back in the day. Oh, Saudi.
But
back when we could go places.
I know you guys just went to a convention and it was everything was cool, but like just to be able to be like, oh yeah, you remember that one time back in Saudi Arabia? Like, oh yeah, the craziest shit happened.
My favorite is I just recently last week with my buddy Dave, we did this like Instagram live thing where he's a chef, famous chef, and we met at Guantanamo Bay. So we're like, hey man, good, haven't seen you since Guantanamo.
Did you guys meet like in Guantanamo or like
yeah,
no,
we escaped from Guantanamo.
I was gonna say, is your PR people going, press release, he was not actually held captive at Guantanamo.
They have a really good cafeteria, guys, if you ever get a chance, if you want to meet people.
Yeah, definitely go check out Gitmo.
I mean, they definitely have, I mean, the water's clean from the waterboarding. I mean,
yes.
How's quarantine going for you? I know that you recently learned how to do plumbing.
Plumbing? What did I do? What did I tell you about plumbing?
You were fixing something in your kitchen, I think.
Oh, no, I had to fix my dishwasher. Yeah, the dishwasher just, no, it had a, what was it that happened? I can't even remember.
I can't remember either.
It had an automatic shutoff in the bottom because there was water in the bottom, and I had to replace a valve that was leaking. So I basically fixed my own dishwasher for $9.87.
All right,
nice. I told my house we don't have a dishwasher anymore. figure it out.
No. Like the dishwasher's broken. I'm like, let me see your hands. No, they look fine.
Man, I'm telling you, you don't realize the value of a modern convenience like a dishwasher with 2 kids until it's gone.
Oh, trust me, I get it. I have 3.
And I looked at my wife. I was like, "Oh, we'll be fine. We'll just hand wash. I got to get the part next week, And it was like 6 hours later, and I was like, "How are we gonna make it through the weekend?" and then the part, I ordered it, but it came early, so I was super stoked. I was like, "I have to stop what I'm doing." I stayed up all night fixing the dishwasher because I didn't want to deal with the kids running around the dishwasher. I forgot about that. Thanks for reminding me, Jason. But, at the same time, I'm proud of myself.
I mean, it would have just been, all right, well, there's no more dishwasher. Like those days, the golden days of dishwasher are gone. Here we are in the now time where we must hand wash all the dishes.
Honey, we now have a 2-level drying rack. Congratulations.
Yes, a very spacious drying rack. It can hold 3 sink loads of dishes.
I have a question, Thomas, since you're a big baseball fan. How are you feeling about the idea that we may not get an MLB season.
Well, what was they? I thought they decided on 60 games, and that,
Have they? The last
that got
I
agreed
looked.
upon.
Okay. Last I heard, they hadn't agreed to anything. But what's your take on MLB in this
Well, now
coronavirus environment?
You're making me double or question myself. I thought it was 60 games. A 60
You just ruined this guy's day. John, shame on you.
John has ruined everything.
I'm pretty sure it's 60 games, but I guess a bunch of the NBA players and wrestling players down in Florida got sick with COVID. So I heard some question about whether or not that would still go through, but as far as I know, it's still 60
What are we
games.
drafting NBA and wrestling people to play baseball for the 60 games?
Well, what they're saying is,
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's actually what was happening. Was this great cross promotion sports thing.
I might watch baseball with that.
Cena would make a great first baseman. I'm just throwing it out there.
That actually reminds me of the only other time that we didn't have, although, a baseball season was during the strike in 1995, was it?
Mm-hmm.
One of my acting coach and mentors concocted an idea for a Rookie of the Year sequel around that time, where the MLB decided that they didn't want to lose out on all the money, so they brought up all the little league teams to play in the majors, and so then Henry's little league team, the Pirates, ends up back on Wrigley Field. Only now he's an outfielder, and then the whole thing was he's going to get his arm back to help them win the game at the end. But Fox didn't go for it.
Oh,
I want to see that now.
Me too.
I feel like I just did.
Well, I mean, we can still get a Rookie of the Year sequel where you're the coach now. It's just and you help a young pitcher or whatever. You hey man, I remember my first pitch. It was crazy.
So I pitched them, pun intended, a sequel idea that they spun around for about 3 months, and then they said no, we're not interested right now. And then the last I heard was I did another podcast a couple years ago in the Chicago area called the Hall of Heroes or something like that. Anyway, they interviewed the writer Sam Harper, who wrote Rookie of the Year. And then he was talking about on the podcast how they were doing a reboot, which is not a sequel. Let's be clear. There's sequels and there's reboots. A reboot is not a sequel. So I then hit up the producer who I had pitched the idea to, and I go, hey, I heard on this podcast you guys are talking about, a reboot. And he goes, oh, we're just talking. 2 weeks later, there was a Deadline article. And I sent him the Deadline article. I go, that's a pretty serious conversation. I don't have most of my conversations written about in Deadline with writers hired. But from what I heard, they weren't going to go with the Cubs. It was going to be a new baseball team. And obviously a reboot means a whole brand new cast, no original cast. And the last I heard, Disney bought Fox. So that's pretty much not happening.
Well, I know Disney's bringing back Mighty Ducks. They're bringing back The Sandlot. So, you got a good shot.
I guess maybe they'll be in charge of it. So are those all going to be reboots or what?
No, Emilio's coming back. Joshua Jackson's coming back. He's going to be the coach.
Okay, so see, they're doing it proper. So
And,
maybe now that Disney bought Fox, they won't let them get away with some sort of redheaded stepchild reboot with some other team, because I think that would just make people very angry.
And kind of like in the first Mighty Ducks, the Ducks have become the Hawks. They're the team that's kind of jerks and whatever. So Charlie gets a new team and goes up against the Ducks. I don't know. I'm interested in all this stuff. I like all television. Cobra Kai was good, and that shouldn't have been good. So I am excited for everything.
Well, and that's now I saw Hayden post on Facebook that they got picked up by Netflix.
Mm-hmm. Which is great because more people will get to see it now.
Yeah, I actually, because it's on Red, I haven't seen it. So,
what are the other shows on YouTube Red? Because Cobra Kai was the only one I'm aware of.
It's the only one that was critically people were in love with it. It was the best rated show of that year that it came out, the first season.
You know who the creators are, right?
Yeah.
I do not. Who are the creators?
Oh, Cher.
Drum roll.
John and Hayden, who wrote and directed American Reunion,
Oh.
and also the Harold and Kumar movies,
Yes. Hey, yes.
Guantanamo Bay.
No big deal.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
That's how my buddy and I figured out how to escape from Guantanamo. Sam Levine was there too.
Nice. So I've got to ask you about this. I've asked you about this a few years ago, but American Five.
American
American
what?
Five.
Oh, Pi 5.
Any chance?
I think I told you what I learned, right?
Maybe.
Well, so I was mistaken and telling essentially the wrong story for years. When we were doing the press for American Reunion,
Mhm.
we were overseas, and I was sitting down having a drink with Hayden, and he was telling me the story that they were going to pitch or had pitched Universal, that Universal really liked for American Pie 5. Midway through the pitch, John interrupted and said, no, you can't tell him. I thought when Universal said they wanted to do the next one, that they bought the pitch and that John and Hayden had put pen to paper, but that the script was just sitting on the shelf. I was corrected recently, about a year and a half ago, that that's not in fact true. They did a pitch, but they've never written anything. Universal liked it, but they never bought it. So I know that they're doing American Pie Girls Rules straight to VOD with David, whatever his name is, who did Book of Love, who got fired from writing American Pie 2. who Adam Hers says couldn't write his way through a book of Mad Libs.
Oh man, I'm sure it's good. I'm
not sure if I was supposed to share that. That was a private text message from Adam, but I don't think he'll be mad at me sharing his opinion of David.
Yeah, so okay, we'll just say that that's what is it? Alleged. It's his alleged opinion. We won't.
Yes. No, I'm pretty sure I just stated that it was an actual opinion and a text message. You can't prove it. You haven't seen my phone.
No, that's great. I'm sure it's good. I'm actually gonna look for that now.
I mean, you deleted the text, so it's gone, right? I mean, it doesn't float out there in cyberspace or anything, you know.
Gone forever, because things disappear off the internet. That happened.
How are things over in LA, California? Is it starting to loosen up a bit?
Oh no, we have the worst numbers in the country, and we're probably going back to phase 1.
Oh wow.
Great success.
I mean, it doesn't really change anything for my household. We've been sheltering in place since March 15th, and pretty much the only trips out that we've made that I've made has been to the grocery store. So
I bet it's been, I won't say nice, but good on your music side. Be able to do a lot of music writing during all this time.
To be completely honest with you, it's like the most stifling time creatively, because there's just like this immense sort of like cloud. I mean, I don't get me wrong, I'm doing what I can to provide entertainment, and I'm doing, live streams every Sunday. So I call it Sunday Fun Day for my Patreon page. And I'm doing like other live stream, charity concerts, and doing what I can to entertain, doing all like the merch stuff with the signed memorabilia, since I can't do Comic-Cons right now. I haven't really done that stuff online, but I kind of have to. And all those things are, great entertainment distractions. From a personal side, yeah, it's really challenging to be creative. I did end up writing a song during this time, which will be the 4th single on the new album. And it's completely about what we're going through. Like, I was like, I don't want to write new stuff right now, because it's going to just, like, COVID's just going to, like, the Rona's just going to, like, creep into it, And literally the new song that is about it is called Home Life.
Yeah, no, we were just chatting with John a little bit about that. It's like it sucks that like this thing you're just like, okay, well, I'm home. I've got the time to be, free. Like I should be able to be creative, but this other thing is just kind of like seeped in and ruined it for you and kind of puts a negative spin on it. But I mean, like, you just stay positive and do what you can. Yeah, it does kind of suck that, like I would love to take advantage of this, but like it just kind of creeps in and puts a sour taste in everything.
I wish I could have my kids' perspective. My kids are having a blast. Like my son has never been happier because I'm not traveling, mom's not traveling, like we're both home. He's just like, this is awesome. Let's build Legos. Let's play Nintendo Switch. My daughter and my son and I, we all get on and play like the Nintendo Wii Super Mario World together because you can have 3 players on the same screen. So, they're having a blast. They're like, cool, let's go swimming. Everything's great.
At least there's that. You get to like enjoy it through their eye. You see through the laughter of children. It makes everything better, right? Supposedly.
No
I'm
doubt.
personally enjoying it. Working from the couch, it's great.
Also, I can't divulge who yet because we're still closing the final deal, but we did get some really good news for Adverse, and we're in the final just negotiations of a 40-page contract with a mini major. So the film will be coming out in theaters. It looks like in October.
Nice.
Cool.
I can't wait to check that out.
Yeah.
Cool.
So lots of positive things.
If I could ask real quick, Thomas, when you were talking about making your music, do you also do you feel it's hard to be creative given the fact that sometimes our society is too sensitive to everything?
I don't find that the creativity is stifled by the sensitivity of
or the negativity that exists out there.
I mean, I just feel like the same stress that we're all feeling. There's disinformation. It's like everything that we're hearing about the virus is like 1 hour. It's be careful. It's on everything. It's on the plastic. In the next hour, it's like, don't worry about the plastic. We don't need masks. And the next hour, it's, every time it's just changing. And so there's really no way to really ascertain the truth. And then, as far as, then we have obviously, this civil rights movement, which is very important. And then there's also like flack from however you try to support it. So you get flack if you are kind of like taking a back seat. Well, it's like, hey, you got to be involved if you believe in this. Cool. So then people try to get involved and they go, hey, you're not doing it right. So, it's kind of like there's no real way to do anything correctly right now because no matter what you do, you're going to offend somebody. And that's, I guess, the sensitivity that you're talking about.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And that's the best way. I got to be honest. Kudos to you. That's the best way that I've heard it explained, and I think you're right. It's kind of this weird damned if you do, damned if you don't type of scenario that we're in with lots of topics, not just the ones that are in front of us, but a lot of them.
And I mean, I think my best advice for that would be just like, hey, keep doing the right thing. Like if you're helping somebody out and someone's giving you crap for it, at least you're helping somebody out. And there's nothing wrong with that. And then take that home with you. Like if you're doing a good thing, you're not hurting anybody. If somebody wants to give you hell for it, like there's something wrong with them. Like that's the issue. And don't let that stop you from doing a good thing. Like there's no reason, because at the very end of the day, whoever you're helping appreciates it, and that you were doing a thing from your heart or whatever. So, just don't let them get you down, because there's something wrong with them. If they see you doing a good thing and they're like, well, you could be doing it, 80% better if you weren't such an idiot, then, there's something wrong with them, that they've got an issue that they need to work out, because they're not doing anything, just criticizing you.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is that if we live our lives in the sense of worrying about how we're viewed, because at the end of the day, when we go to sleep at night, even if you're, sharing a bed with your significant other, you're still at that last moment before you go to bed, you're by yourself. So you really have to be able to live with yourself. So the question is, I don't really think that anyone that's doing anything that's really messed up is really, really at the core okay with it. They got to have second thoughts because it's just not, that's just not human nature. You know, we all know what's right. We all know how to live right. And we all just need to do that, what's best for ourselves. And if we did that, if we operated from a place of love, then we wouldn't have any of this ridiculousness going on.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, don't be a dick. Like, that's... and it's going to solve all the world's problems right there.
Right. Yeah, I was actually thinking about doing, I just edited a music video for my wife for one of her songs where she had a bunch of, you know, people send in like a clip of them dancing to her song. And I put that together for her. And so we were talking the other day and we're like, I've got my new album and I don't have any music videos. And obviously who knows when I'm going to be able to shoot one. So I might take I don't know, a play from the same playbook and have a bunch of people do the same for one of my songs and have people, you know, submit and kind of like, I don't know, do something where we can all be involved, even though we all can't get together.
Yeah. And I mean, you can get creative with it. Be like, hey, you know, like we're trying to, you know, I need footage for this thing. Like, you know, as long as you're not being dangerous, you know, shoot me the videos. Or, you know, like weird, don't get weirdly sexual or, you know, like whatever. But
well, listen, if you get weird, you're just not getting in the cut.
Right. that's
I have editing control.
Yeah, and then you can make it an experience. It's like, hey, if I'm using your video, I'm gonna, you know, like get to talk with you and yada yada. So like there's extra stuff to be, you know, had and there's people to meet and all that good stuff. Like through that it encourages what am I looking for? What's that word?
Collaboration.
There you go.
Collaboration.
I got to ask you a question that I'm sure everybody wants to know is what was it like working with the great thespian Busta Rhymes?
It was a high point for me.
That was my gift.
Literally. What was your gift? Wait, I didn't see.
I just did a rim shot in the background there for
Oh,
him
nice.
as a gift.
Yeah, I remember my first time meeting him. I mean, he's a super nice guy. You know, really welcoming. You could pretty much like knock on his trailer door at any point during filming and go hang out and have a good time. And that was pretty much the offer. And I would be lying to you if I said I did not hang out with him a few times on set to partake. And my funniest moment of him was the first introduction. Actually, we had to go for a wardrobe fitting on set, which was like about a 45-minute drive away from the hotel. We were shooting in Vancouver, and Jamie Lee Curtis was shooting that day. We weren't shooting, but she was doing all of her scenes in the hospital for the opening of the film. We're obviously talking about Halloween Resurrection. And so we get in the van at the hotel, and we're like, okay, cool. We got a bunch of the cast there. We're just waiting for Busta. I must have fallen asleep at least 4 times, waiting 3 hours in the van. No joke, for Busta and his crew to roll down to the van. But you couldn't even be mad at him because he was the nicest dude ever. So what if he was 3 hours late? You know, fashionably late.
You know, Busta's got things to do. He's spreading the love. You know.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. You could pretty much, like I said, you knock on his trailer door any point during the day, open the door, and it was like an '80s movie, like just the cloud of smoke.
Straight out
man,
of
just came to hang.
It's like his trailer was actually made out of.
Was he at least playing his own music in the trailer? Because I would assume that for some people that might happen. I don't know. Is he that type of guy to be like, oh, woo-ha, I got you all in check, is on the radio as we're hanging out?
I don't think he was playing his own stuff in the trailer. I don't remember.
No way.
What?
No way.
What did you say, Jason?
Not playing his own stuff in his trailer. No, there's no way.
I
that would be like the glass shattering for my image of Busta Rhymes. If he was like, if you roll up and the cloud rolls out and you hear, put all your hands in my eyes to see.
That's a Kanye West move.
Actually, no, that'd be kind of cool if he was all in like black lights, like if he was just like black lit up and he had the weird paint on, and he was just like just waiting on someone to open the door.
I think Aziz Ansari talks about going to Kanye's house, and Kanye's like, I got some awesome music we can listen to, and he puts on his own CD.
That I believe.
Okay.
That's like doing a top 10 playlist for Spotify and putting like all your own music.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's fair.
Like, no, we didn't say do a Busta Rhymes greatest hits. We said do a greatest hits. He's like, yeah.
I did.
It's right there. Oh my goodness.
Well, Tom, thanks so much for coming on and chatting with us. Well, where can everybody find you?
I'm at home. That's where they can find me.
Come on down. I'm like Busta. It'll be a party.
Except when you open my door, it's loud children. There's no cloud of smoke.
Just the sound of children billowing out of the front door.
No, I'm for everything online. I use the acronym TIN band, TIN band, and that's the website, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, the Snapchat, which I don't ever really use anymore, but I still have it. You know, you name it, you can find it with MySpace. You can find. Although that one might actually be full-on Thomas Nicholas Band, if there is even still a MySpace.
I went on there recently. I guess Timberlake bought it, and it's nothing like the old MySpace.
No.
I didn't even know how to log in.
I think when Timberlake bought it, I logged in, and I was like, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here. Bye.
Still work in progress. I mean, I'm sure JT has got something good going, and he's using this time now to improve MySpace.
Wait, didn't he buy MySpace like a couple of years ago?
Oh, like I feel like he bought it like 10 years ago.
Okay,
Right, yeah, but he didn't have
Thank
time.
you, Thomas.
He's such a busy guy. You know, he's out there bringing sexy back. What do you guys want from this dude? All right, I mean, come on.
Wait, I gotta look this up.
He's winning Grammy awards. I mean, he's got the time.
He was collaborating with George Clinton on all the songs for Trolls 2.
Right? You know that.
Oh yeah, 2011 is when he bought MySpace.
That's the last time I logged in.
I'm sure it's better by now.
Buy that? I logged in. Yeah, that's the last time I logged in too. 2011. Oh wait, no, hold on. It got bought out by somebody else, by Time Inc. In 2016.
Oh,
I don't think he owns it anymore. This is like Viper Room, where everyone still thinks that Johnny Depp owns the Viper Room and he doesn't own it anymore. But because he owned it at one time, everyone still thinks that he owns it.
Yeah,
that's what we're doing the same thing to Timberlake.
Timberlake might want to get it back. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to draw much attention to MySpace regardless. But
how much do you buy it for?
Huh?
How much do you buy it for?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if it's like $5 grand,
$35 million. He bought it for $35 million.
MySpace?
$35 million in
2011. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, obviously, that's when someone buys a company like that. It's like buying a house. You know, he's not cutting a check for $35 million.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Still, like, I wouldn't even take on that loan. Like, $35 million for a MySpace. Like, like that's like buying the land next to the sewage dump. You're like, oh, this is a great price. And it's like, no, you live next to the sewage dump.
He could have, maybe he needed the write-off.
Probably. He's like the Cleveland Browns. It's like, yeah, we'll take on any contract. We got nothing but crap players and a bunch of money, so it doesn't matter who we get on here. We'll just dump them later.
Well, anyway, thanks again, Tom. Thanks everybody for listening. Check out Tom. All of the links to his stuff will be in the description of this video and podcast. Have a great day.
Cycle your droids.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.